New week, new training plan, new motivation, new goals, but most of all, the best thing, some new shoes. Let's have a look at the INOV8 TRAILFLY 280s. Right, finished my run, so let's get talking about the INOV8 Ultra G 280. Now INOV8 are calling this the bouncy one because there are now 3 models of TRAILFLY in their collection. So you now have the TRAILFLY G270, which they're billing as a faster one. Now I ran through about 3 pairs of those. I ran the 2019 Dragon's Back, every step in them, and I really enjoyed that shoe. Then we had the TRAILFLY Ultra G 300 Max, which they're now calling the protective one. Again, another good description. If you saw my review of that shoe, then I just didn't really like them, didn't enjoy running in them. They were a bit heavy for me. But what I will say is I've coached plenty of people that have since had the shoe and they've enjoyed the shoe and they seem to be really durable, which is a good selling point these days. So the Ultra G280, which they're calling the bouncy one, sits in between those two. My first impression out of the box of the shoe was this was significantly lighter than the G300 Max. Now, there's only 20 grams difference on paper, but maybe it's the way that the weight is distributed. It just felt like such a different shoe compared to the 300 Max. For me, you can't really compare the other two in the TRAILFLY series to this shoe. They each stand alone. When I got them out the box and before I went to running them, I do the usual test. Flexibility is really good. They've got, I think it's called Adapterflex or something. That big groove or cutout essentially allows good flexibility, so really good when you're out on the trail, especially when it's hard packed and you're moving around. You can really feel that on the trails that I went out on, so no problem there. So why are INOV8 calling this the bouncy one? They've got a new foam which they're calling Flyspeed, and it's nitrogen infused, which I haven't done all my homework on right now, but I'm going to read up more about it because as I was running, my first impressions were, yes, they are bouncy. This might be a personal choice, but when I'm out on the trails, a lot of the shoes recently have come out quite spongy and they've gone for comfort. So when I read that they were nitrogen infused, I thought that might be the way that they're going down. And although yes, they do feel very comfy in the first few miles that I ran in them, they were springy too, or bouncy, or whatever you want to call it. And I was actually quite surprised at how good the foam did feel, but the advancement in technology in that area is moving quick. So again, we shouldn't really be surprised if someone comes out with a new foam that makes a big difference. One thing I can't comment in is how long that nitrogen infused bounciness will last, how durable that foam is, and how long you will have that feeling for. Obviously I'm not going to get that in an hour or a week, but in the videos to come I'll keep you updated and let you know how the durability is in the shoe, especially the foam. But my first impressions, I really like the Flyspeed foam. Onto the upper of the shoe, and they've gone with more of a mesh feel for this, which again, from an INOV8 shoe you might think, oh, that's not going to be too durable, but this shoe is designed for hard packed trails, not the fells. So I'm not worried about it being a mesh because I'm going to wear it on good trail, hard packed trail, maybe a bit of road in between running, so there really shouldn't be a reason why that gets messed up too much. There is a little bit of protection there at the front as well, which is always nice if you hit a rock or hit some roots, but for me, more important to keep that front part of the shoe durable. I don't know why I'm rubbing that so much, sorry. Traction wise, the grip, well it's graphene, which is standard with the new kind of INOV8 shoes. I ran on a nice mix on trails that the shoe was designed for, dealt with it really well. Again, if you saw my review of the Nike Pegasus, which was only last week, trail, they were slipping and sliding in mud that they were probably designed to cope with, I think. These dealt with them a lot better. And that is only down to the traction and the way that the lugs are made up of the shoe. What I tried to do on that hour of running is run uphills, downhills, traverse. I ran some mountain bike trails, went through some wet patches. It was just standing water, but again, INOV8 shoes usually drain really well. This was no different. And my feet and socks dried out really quickly. When I was running uphill, I really noticed that the foam felt really good. When I was running downhill, the traction dealt with it really well. And when I was running through the more twisty turns of the mountain bike trails, the flexibility in the shoe also worked well. As first impressions go from a shoe, I really enjoyed my run in it, and I wanted to run for longer. If I had more time, I would have, and it made me excited to run more miles in them, which I just haven't had from a shoe in a long time, if I'm honest. One big thing that is important to me when I'm recommending a shoe, and it's probably important to you these days too, is the durability of a shoe. That's something I can't comment on right now, but my plan is to run lots of miles, lots of volume in this shoe in the next week or month, and I'll keep you updated in the following videos. What I'm really hoping is that when I go out for a longer run in it and I'm out for a few hours, that it really holds up and still performs well. I think this could be a really important shoe and a massive hit for INOV8 if that is the case. So yes, I know that people enjoy in-depth reviews from someone who's worn the shoe for 100 plus miles, but I also think it's valuable to get some first impressions too, because this shoe has just come out and it's £160 I think in the UK, so people will be wondering, is it hit or is it a miss before they go out and spend their hard-earned money. Like I said, right now I'm excited to run more miles in a shoe, which is a good sign that the shoe could be a hit. If you've got your hands on a pair, let me know what you think of them. Or if you've got any questions about the shoe that you want me to cover in the next video, please let me know in the comments. And I will see you on the next video.